Can we like not with the leaf blower right now? Why does my day off always coincide with landscaping day? Stop flashing, battery. Not now, please. Come on, you bastard. If it's really obvious that our angle or the lighting has changed, that's because my camera battery decided to die. So, filming, take 2, let's go. Please text me. Oh, Rick. Yay, okay, that's good text. We wanted that. One of these days, I'm going to stop filming these videos. Today is not that day. Hi all, so it's my day off and today we are starting the process of sorting through my things to kind of begin the moving process a little bit. I still have about a week, a little more than a week and a half to go right now, but I don't have a lot of days to get all my stuff consolidated and packed, and so we are starting a little bit early. Right now I have a couple of boxes that I'm just going to sort of, you know, what goes where, basically. In here is just some random things that I have, and yes, fun fact, I don't have a lot of storage here in this condo, so there is actually a lot of my stuff just still in suitcases, because that's where I have to store it. But basically, I'm deciding between what's going to go into my luggage that's coming with me on the plane and what is going to be packed into Pascal and sent over on the barge. So really I need to look at things and decide, am I going to need it in the first 2 to 3 weeks that I'm there, or can I live without it for a little bit? So let's hop into that. So good morning, y'all. It is Tuesday now, so we are 3 days away from move day. I'm actually on my way up to Waimea again to go get a COVID test so that I can fly on Friday. So basically, we lost an entire day of content on my last day off, which was yesterday. Because that was the day my phone decided it was just done living. So got very lucky, got the last appointment of the day at the Verizon store here in Kona, was able to get a new phone, and even the really lovely woman that was helping me with it basically was like, I can't believe this phone is still functioning, because I've had it since 2018. Anyway, I have to actually stop and go get gas before I head up to Waimea, because I'm on the like last little bar on my gas gauge right now, because in order to get Pascal on the barge this week, he has to have less than a quarter of a tank of gas, or else I won't take a car as cargo. So I've been just putting in like tiny little baby amounts of gas just to make sure that I can kind of get where I'm going and back. But I do have to drive all the way up to Waimea and then again home later tonight. So I do need a little bit more gas than what I currently have. Yeah, go get my nose swabbed again. Hopefully that goes well. It was super quick last time. Fingers crossed it'll be the same again today, because I have stuff to do after this. Yeah, basically what we ended up missing in kind of content when I didn't really have a phone was just some packing, nothing too exciting. Again, it's Tuesday and I kind of really need to be packed by Wednesday night, because Thursday morning is when I take Pascal over to the harbor, get him checked in with Young Brothers, and then he gets put on the barge, which departs Friday. So we actually do leave on the same day as each other. And then I will see him in 5 to 7 days. after that, weather permitting. Yeah, gonna get gas, gonna get my nose swabbed, and I will talk to y'all again at some point along the way, I guess. So this is just really funny because I was at this exact same intersection yesterday in this exact same situation, except I am where that goofy little Kia, that white Kia is. Yesterday I was the weird car that didn't quite make it. Now I'm back here laughing at him. Okay, so COVID test is done, and it was so freaking adorable because I pulled up and, well, okay, first of all, 2 people that clearly had later appointments than me jumped in line in front of me, so that's rude. But anyway, it was really cute because I pulled up and it was actually the same guy out at the little stall who had done my test the last time that I was here, and he was like, oh, hey, you're back. Like, he recognized me. He was like, yeah, you're back. Does this mean you got the job? And I was like, oh my God, like, why are you so adorable? So, yeah, shout out to Joe at Long's Drugs up on Kauai Road in Waimea. Thank you for making my morning. So anyway, nose is swabbed. This was interesting because this time he told me if, it's 15 seconds each nostril, but if I could sneeze onto the Q-tip, then I could take like 5 seconds off of the time, which was, I've never heard of that before. Couldn't sneeze, didn't sneeze. Eyes were a lot less watery this time, which was nice. But anyway, so that's done. Hopefully results come in pretty quick. I don't know if I mentioned last time or not, but I was like freaking out because in order to inter-island travel, you have to have a COVID result, take your test and have your results back within 72 hours of your arrival time to wherever you're going. It's the same for inter-island as it is for mainland travel at the moment. And it was the night before I was supposed to be getting on the plane, and I still hadn't gotten the results back, and I was like panicking, and it was like 11:30 p.m. and CVS emailed me to say, oh, hey, we have them. So then that was like me getting like out of bed and like, opening up my laptop so I can download the results, upload them to my Hawaii Safe Travels profile, and it all worked out in the end, but it was a little last minute, so hopefully these come a smidge bit quicker this time, especially because I'm gonna have everything already packed, hopefully by Thursday night. Anyway, we are now leaving Waimea, and I will talk to y'all again at some point, probably. Right, y'all, so it's Wednesday now. I leave in 2 days, but today is sort of packing D-Day, I guess, because I leave on Friday, but I have to bring my car to the harbor tomorrow to drop it off, get it checked in, and it also leaves on the barge, which departs on Friday morning as well. So everything that's going into the car has to be in the car tonight, because I have to leave at like 6 or 7 o'clock tomorrow morning to go up and drop it off on time. So basically, we're looking at kind of my sorted boxes at the moment, just trying to figure out like what, like this is stuff that's got to go probably on the plane with me. It's this stuff I can pack in the car. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going to have my carry-on suitcase with me. I'll probably bring this one as a check bag, and then this one I'll stuff in the back of the Jeep. So yeah, as you can see, I sort of have stuff just spread out everywhere. I was doing some stuff earlier, but I couldn't film because I had my dishwasher, which I can actually empty now, that was going, and I also had my laundry going as well, and it was just so loud in here. So yeah, basically I think I'm gonna start going through my clothes, maybe? I don't know, we'll bring y'all along and see how it goes. So that's basically all my folded clothes kind of just piled up. I still have like all my like hang up stuff is in here, but that's gonna be a process to get everything up the hanger, so I'll do that off camera. But But yeah, now I think it's just sorting through what I'm gonna need immediately and then what I can put in the car and say see it in 7 days. Also, I don't think I technically explained the packing situation yet. So basically what I'm gonna do is leave with one check bag, one carry-on, and one personal item on the plane. So I only have to pay for one check bag because it's expensive. And I spent enough money for this move. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. So I'm shipping my car with Young Brothers, who are it's kind of Young Brothers and Matson are the two kind of big shipping companies out here. And why I chose to go with Young Brothers is they allow you to actually pack items into your car when you're shipping it, so long as there is nothing in the front seat and nothing directly behind the driver's seat. So you have like 2/3 of your back seat and then your trunk space, and you can pack it just as long as nothing is blocking the windows, you're good to go. So that is going to save me from, again, having to pay another check bag fee. And so that's what I'm trying to, the more stuff that I can put in the car, the better, because my check bag is going to be for kind of annoying things that I'm still using and will still be using up until the last minute, like my hair dryer and like my silverware and like stuff that I'm going to need immediately. So clothes, most of them can probably just go into the car and I'll just hobo it up for the first week that I'm there. Okay, so we are taking a quick break from packing. Kind of what I've done in the interim, I guess, since I last talked to y'all was I kind of sorted through my clothes, what can get packed in the car, what should probably come with me in the suitcase, and kind of sorted like through some more stuff in the kitchen as well, threw out some stuff that was in my fridge that unfortunately isn't going to make the trip. And now we are headed over to surprise, surprise, Target. I probably should have just stopped on my way home earlier, but it's okay. I actually don't mind the trip right now because I still have about a half tank of gas, and I need to get this down to a quarter of a tank or less in order for the barge to take my boy. So yeah, don't really mind backtracking right now. If it means I'm going to use up some gas, like I've got my AC blasting, so hopefully that'll help a little bit. But I still need gas to truck all the way up to the harbor, which is like a 45-minute drive tomorrow. So I'm just like trying to figure out kind of what the sweet spot is that I need to get it at right now. So I don't know, maybe we'll go take a drive, go catch a sunset tonight somewhere. Well, we still have the car. So yeah, it's gonna be weird because I'm gonna be kind of without a car for like half the day tomorrow. I do have to drop it off in the morning. And then I'm gonna have to figure out how to get home from work after that. I don't know, it's just gonna be one hell of an Uber ride, I guess. And then we'll have to Uber to the airport Friday morning because I originally wanted to get a rental car just for, you know, the 18 hours or whatever I'm going to need it for. But yeah, I kind of forgot it was spring break, and yeah, there's not a rental car to be had in Kona. So Uber it is. Right, so we are back from Target. To be perfectly honest, the reason I went to Target was really to go buy White Claw. That's what I wanted. I did, you can kind of see them over there. I did go buy shower hooks, which is a thing I forgot to get the other day, so I went back for those. But yeah, you can see I kind of have all my glasses out in front of me that I'm gonna start to wrap up now, but we're at the point in the afternoon that I really feel like I need to start actually putting things into boxes and then putting it out into the car. And I'll probably just drive around with the car packed later because I think, like I mentioned in the last clip, is I still have gas that I need to kind of run off. So we're gonna go
drive around for a bit tonight and probably go up to one of the scenic overlooks on the Kahala coast and go catch the sunset, probably with a bunch of tourists up there tonight. But I'll take you along on that drive in just a little bit.
So I feel like I've done so much car vlogging today, but anyway, I got back from Target, packed some more, talked to my mom for a bit. Yeah, now we do have to drive around, like I said earlier, gotta get rid of some of my gas. So we are actually gonna go drive up to one of the scenic points on the Kahala coast. It's the same one that I was in a previous vlog. So if it looks familiar, that's why. But yeah, really just kind of need to get rid of this gas. So yeah, it's about 5:45 right now. Sunset's around 6:30. It takes about a half hour or so to get there. So hopefully we get there in time to catch it. Anyway, here's what we're looking at, all packed in the trunk, and then just a couple of random things in the back seat. Anyway, good morning, y'all. It is stupid early. We are on the way to the harbor. Pascal is packed. Wasn't like too late packing last night, but still was basically packing him in the dark, and then had like a few last minute things that I remembered that I had to get this morning for just like random places I stashed in my house. But yeah, pretty much at this point he's done. So you know, if something doesn't fit the suitcase, it's probably not coming because I'm gonna again be without a car, so it's not like I can just go to the post office and go get a flat rate box or anything. But yeah, we are off to the harbor. We'll say goodbye, and yeah, I have like an hour drive ahead of me, so let's get going on that. Alright, so this is sort of where we're at. I've kind of sorted everything into piles over here of what's gonna go in checked, what's gonna go in carry-on, what's gonna go in personal. I just have like a few of my clothes to pack too. Kitchen is mostly cleaned out, just kind of, I just have some stuff that I need to wash that belongs to the condo, but I will do that either later tonight after I make dinner or tomorrow morning. But yeah, gotta get all of this into 2 suitcases. All right, it's move day. I've been up since like 7, cleaning, last minute packing, everything. Yeah, it's like weird to, I take you. Yeah, it's kind of weird to say goodbye to empty condo, but we're all cleaned up, emptied out, have my 2 bags and my personal item. I think my suitcase is like 52 pounds, and there's just absolutely nothing I can do about it at this point. So I'm kind of hoping they let me scoot by with it, but if not, I just have to pay a few extra dollars for an oversized bag fee. But yeah, we're gonna call an Uber and head on over to the airport. to Lahaina, y'all. So this is my apartment. I'll do a little walkthrough. Hello, it's me. Like what an experience. I'll sit down and tell you all about it because I've had a freaking day already, but this is the space. I just have to go get some stuff out of the car and then actually go back up to Kahului, which I'll explain again in a little bit. Okay, we have a bed and we almost have Wi-Fi. That's kicking away in the corner. We have a small pile of things from Target, and goodness, it's been a long day so far. Hi y'all, and welcome to the first little bit of the vlog from Lahaina. So sorry if the acoustics on this are super weird. If you can't tell, I'm sitting in a very, very empty studio apartment. Right now I'm on my air mattress that I just went and picked up. I'm also still trying to figure out what the best lighting is in here. I do have a ceiling fan lamp over me. It is dark outside right now too, if you can kind of see through the blinds behind me, so that's not helping my case either. Yeah, anyway, you're probably wondering where some of the footage from earlier today might have disappeared to, and let's just hop into story time right now. So my flight from Kona to Kahului this morning was scheduled to leave at 11:50 a.m. and I had actually kind of budgeted in some extra time to get to the airport just because it's spring break and there's a lot of tourists probably going home. It's Friday, it's the end of the week, they're probably leaving from vacation. What I didn't know was earlier in the morning, the construction on Ali'i Drive, where I lived in Kona, on the bridge there that they've been working on for eons, they broke a pipe and water was basically flooding into the street, and they had to shut down part of the road, which meant that cars couldn't come through that way. Everything had to go up on the highway and back down, and it was causing some bad traffic backups, and I had 2 Ubers cancel on me, which I was like, you know, that's wild. And again, I didn't know what was happening with the construction. And then I finally just called a taxi and got very lucky that there was somebody like 5 minutes away from where I was. And yeah, so he explained to me like what was happening, and I was like, oh my God. And then of course, like we had to sit in traffic, and I was just sitting like staring at my phone, just like watching the minutes tick by. And my poor cab driver just every few minutes would kind of like look at me in the rearview mirror and go, I hope we make it, which was really, really sweet. He was really great. So basically made it to the airport kind of when right before, a few minutes before my flight was supposed to begin boarding, and I still had to check my bags and, you know, get through security, and I'm, you know, starting to get a little annoyed at this point. And I was going up to the self check-in kiosk where you enter your flight information and then it prints your bag tags. And I was in the middle of doing that, and the whole thing refreshed, and I went, that's weird. And then I went to re-enter it, and it was giving me an error code, and luckily there was a Hawaiian Airlines person right there who came over, and I, you know, was like, hey, what's up? And he basically looked at me and was like, oh no. And I was like, elaborate. And he said, you've missed the cutoff for bags by 1 minute. And I was like, well. So anyway, he moved me over into a customer service line instead, and you know, they got to me very, very quickly, and they tagged my check bag for me, and basically explained that, you know, they were going to do everything they could to get the bag onto the plane, but if not, they were going to have to reroute it through Honolulu and then over to Kahului later in the day. And I kind of was like, you know what, whatever, as long as it gets on a plane and as long as it gets over to Maui at some point today. Because basically that's where all my clothes were, was in that bag, plus my Wi-Fi router that I had to take to Spectrum today in order to exchange it and get a new one. So I was, you know, a little bit worried for the bag. So then I still had to go through security on top of that, and luckily the line was moving pretty quickly, and I've
been on so many planes in the past 13 months. It's almost unreal at this point. So I just immediately knew exactly what I had to do, how quickly I had to do it, kind of just threw everything in the bins, went through and, watching the time tick on, as all of this is happening. And it was pretty funny because it was me and there was one other guy also at kind of the recombobulation area after your stuff goes through x-ray, and we were both scrambling super fast, and I was like, oh man, I hope he makes his flight too. Funny enough, we were both scrambling for the same flight because he took off a little bit ahead of me because he'd been about 3 people ahead of me in line, but I was running faster and actually caught up to him pretty much. We were about, less than 50 yards away from each other, making this mad dash over to the gate. Nobody's there. This, poor girl at the check-in counter was like, asking for our last names as we're running up, and she's like, okay, good, you guys are here. And yeah, basically we had to sprint out onto the tarmac and then up the ramp, and we're the last 2 people to get on the plane. And it was just absolutely wild. I have never been that close to missing a flight in my entire life. We were pretty close when we were flying from Burbank back to Boston in 2018 after the World Series. I thought that was a close call, and actually our friends were even later than we were, but this was literally like we were the last 2 people getting on this plane. So anyway, we made it, all was well, just a short little flight over to Kauai, and I had a seat towards the back of the plane, so I was kind of sitting there and watching them pull all of the bags out from under the plane, and was just so excited to see my bag be pulled onto the baggage car. I've never been so happy to see that gross fat tangerine bag in my entire life. So everything made it, I made it, the bag made it, it was all good. So originally I had planned, while I was up in Kauai leaving the airport, I had wanted to go to Target or possibly over to Costco as well. But actually my apartment complex that I moved into today had called me early in the morning and asked if it was possible for me to get there before 3 p.m. because they were closing the office early today. And I, said yes to be accommodating, of course. And I just didn't anticipate the number of idiots that were on my flight, or similar flights that were landing around the same time, because we were all in the COVID line, and it was just like, and I'll say it, white person after white person that didn't think they needed to have a COVID test, didn't think they needed to quarantine, hadn't filled out their Hawaii safe travel stuff, and it was just such a nightmare. And we were just stood in line for so long, and it was like the 3 groups in front of me were all being held up, and they were at the point where they were being told to either you had to, in front of the agents checking you in, had to call your hotel and extend your reservation to cover a 10-day quarantine, or you had to turn around and book a flight back to where you had just come from. We were, everybody in line for myself and all the people behind me, because I was the next person at that point, were just getting super frustrated. And finally I just spoke up and said, I have my stuff together, can you come just scan my QR code so I can leave? And they were like, yes, come on over here. So I got that done, which was, took me 2 seconds, because I did my stuff correctly. So anyway, after that experience, went down, picked up my rental car. They gave me a Ford Fiesta for the week while I'm waiting for Pascal to get over here on the barge. I don't love it, but it's getting the job done, and basically I just need it to go run some errands tomorrow and then to go to work for a few days. But yeah, basically by the time I left the airport, I knew that I wasn't going to have time to stop at Target or anything, so I ended up having to drive down to Lahaina, come check in. And I also had my appointment with Spectrum at 4 o'clock this afternoon. And I don't know if I've talked about this before, but for a lot of stores like Spectrum and Verizon and any places like that, here in Hawaii, you really do need an appointment in order to go into the store. They don't often take walk-ins just because of like COVID capacity restrictions at the moment. So it's really important to make those reservations and also keep them, because if you miss your spot, they get very upset with you because that's another customer that they could have helped. Anyway, I get all my suitcases out of the car, into the apartment, checked in with our property manager, kind of got the, you know, little nickel tour around the place, went over, picked up my stuff from Spectrum, and then ended up having to drive back to Kahului to go to Target, and I ended up just doing a really quick trip. I didn't get nearly everything that I needed. Basically, I just went and got the air mattress that I'm sitting on right now, got some pillows, some sheets. My comforter that I ordered from Amazon actually beat me here today, which was pretty funny, and Dante had put it into the kitchen when I got here already, which is very kind of him. Yeah, basically just got kind of the essentials of what I'm going to need to be able to eat a bowl of cereal for dinner and then have some coffee tomorrow morning. Because right now all I want to do is go take a shower and just crash out on this air mattress for a little bit, like watch some Netflix and then just go to sleep. I do have tomorrow off. Rick and Katie were gracious enough to give me a day to settle in, which I'm very appreciative of. And you know, this time it's not like when I landed in Lanai and had only one day, because then I had, you know, jet lag of, you know, 6-hour time difference. This is, I just moved islands. I'm not coming from very far at all. So yeah, probably will start to vlog a little bit tomorrow. I didn't vlog a lot of what I was doing after I got here, simply because my phone battery was so low and I really needed it to be my GPS to make sure I was going home correctly. So I was scared to film and use the battery up anymore. So again, apologies if it was more me telling instead of showing in this little story time. But yeah, once it doesn't look like a bomb went off in here, I will do a quick little apartment tour for y'all, probably again in the next vlog. But like always, thanks for watching and stay tuned for some more content coming real soon.